Fresno State won the first Mountain West football championship game last December. Who will raise the trophy this year? That's just one of the questions we're going to ask our football analyst, Ted Sundquist, as we preview the 2014 Mountain West football season. But let's start with who will be the offensive player of the year. Last couple of years, it's been Derek Carr, pretty much a slam dunk. Who is going to be the guy that succeeds Derek Carr in 2014?
Putting my feet to the fire right out the chute here. I tell you what, offensively, I'm going to go with Utah State's quarterback, Chucky Keaton. He will grab the Offensive Player of the Year honors, as well as Comeback Player of the Year if there were one, when it's all said and done. Dynamic playmaker, both passing and running the football, on a team that I think has an opportunity to make some national noise.
The Defensive Player of the Year last year, Shaq Barrett, he also now has departed for the NFL. Who's going to be the guy this year?
Well, I'm going to go out on a limb a little bit here, but I feel Fresno State's outside linebacker, Edero Ederane, will garner Defensive Player of the Year honors. At 6'3", 221 pounds, he is a playmaking force and was a playmaking force in 2013. 10 sacks, 16.5 tackles for losses. Had a fumble recovery that he ran back for 78 yards and a touchdown. Forced another fumble, had 63 total tackles, 41 were solo, 2 pass breakups, 3 quarterback hurries. I'm tired just saying all of that. Head coach Tim DeRuyter knows the value of outside linebackers. He coached Von Miller of the Denver Broncos at Texas A&M, and he also played the position himself fairly well at the Air Force Academy.
No doubt. There's always a team that comes out of nowhere, surprises everyone. Maybe last year it was UNLV. They go to a bowl game. Who will be the surprise team this year?
Well, speaking of the Air Force Academy, Jesse, I've got the Falcons coming back and bouncing back from one of their worst seasons in the history of the program. 63 returning lettermen from a year ago. Last season I felt was an anomaly in Troy Calhoun's 7 years as head coach. Quarterback was a mess. The defense was full of young players that couldn't stop anyone. This season, I see stability at the signal caller with 8 defensive starters coming back to prove that 2013 wasn't reflective of the Air Force program. I predict the Falcons will be back in the bowl picture in 2014.
All right, let's talk about the championship picture in the Mountain West. Who's going to play in the second annual Mountain West Football Championship game? Let's start with the West Division.
Okay, in the West, I think it will be marked improvement across the board by all the teams, but Fresno State will hold on to their division title.
All right, let's move on now to the Mountain Division.
I think the schedule maker gave Boise State the edge in the Mountain Division. They got home games against Colorado State, Fresno State, San Diego State, and Utah State. So I'm going with the Boise State Broncos.
So you see Fresno State and Boise State in the second annual Mountain West Football Championship game be a rematch of a game that we'll get a chance to see in the regular season. Who's hoisting the trophy after the game is all over?
Well, you know, only 1 point separated those two teams in the regular season in 2013. Fresno State came out on top 41-40. Again, with Fresno having to go into Boise, I see the Broncos besting the Bulldogs not once, but twice in 2014 to secure the Mountain West Championship.
A heck of a feather in the cap for Brian Harsin in his first year as the head coach in Boise. 16th season of Mountain West football kicks off this weekend, spans from Thursday all the way till Sunday, culminating in a big game where Utah State travels to Knoxville to take on Tennessee. For Ted Sundquist, I'm Jesse Kurtz. Thanks for logging on to the Mountain West Network.